What a game though, Victor. What a game, mate? For this team and a new coaching staff, under those circumstances, amazing.
If you look at the game, I still believe the Boks were the better team.
I think our bench made a bigger impact than the South Africa bench.
Can I just get something out? Mr. Kirwan said the referee was outstanding. And there was probably about 5 calls in a row that just went unbelievably to the All Blacks.
Fabian's charge down, I thought it was incredible.
Offside position.
He was not offside, Victor.
World champions. Yeah. It's at 95, 2017, 19, and 23. Just showing you. We'll be back.
Welcome to Ram Hand-to-Hand Couriers Rugby Rivals. JK Victor, I'm guessing you've got a bit to say today.
Victor, how are you, my friend? Is that an All Black jersey?
No, it's just a black shirt for a Black Monday. We said we're wearing the shirts after the series, not after games. It's a Black Monday. So I'm starting with a black heart this morning.
You're like when you play paper, scissors, rock and you lose and you go, no, best of 3.
But we said it's about the series, not after every game. Are you crazy?
Have you got an All Black jersey ready?
No, not yet. Still not losing the series. Very confident.
What a game though, Victor. What a game, mate? Like for us, I just want to start by saying this. You know, like for us to get that win, you guys have set the standard for a long, long time. For us to get that win, mate, like there was just so many key moments in the second half. You know, that scrum under the post and everyone afterwards saying, oh, you should have taken the kick. So it was just you guys have set the standard for a long time. It's just such a big game for us. I said, when we win the World Cup next year, if we win the World Cup next year, I know
you like the English media now. You like English media. One game and you will champ.
No, you got to let me finish. You got to let me finish because I knew you'd say that.
Don't be like the English now, huh?
No, we're not. We didn't do a lap of honour. We were really humble. But
you
seriously,
are, not them. The players are humble.
Yeah, but I'm trying to be humble. I'm just trying to explain myself because I'm so happy for the boys. You know, there's moments in time, and you know this because you've been parts of big sides and had big wins like the Bulls and the Springboks. For this team and a new coaching staff, there's a moment in time where, you know, because I think Dave Rennie has done an amazing job, and the boys have been following them, they're playing, they're smiling on their faces. But to win at Ellis Park, Victor, to win at Ellis Park for this side just cements your belief. You know, Rassie would have been through it. You would have been through it. And I just think it's so important for those young guys. We know you guys are going to come back. We know it's going to be a massive series because you're such a great side. But for this side to win under those circumstances, amazing.
Yeah, I must say as well, I need to add on to it. So, I mean, we had side entry yesterday, final whistle, and we talked about it. I mean, everyone was a bit down after the game, but for me, I was like, if you look at the game, I still believe the Boks were the better team. But I mean, especially a team like the All Blacks growing now, that's what you want to do. You want to go into games where you said, how did we win this game? And they won it comfortably, to be honest. And it was moments in the game where there was players, and we'll talk later about the players who I think stepped up, that just the right call at the right time, nothing flashy, just the right thing. And that's how you want to build. I mean, I played in some of the best teams I played with. We had players like that just under pressure at the right time. You're almost out of the game. Just do the right thing. All of a sudden you're ahead. All of a sudden you're back in the game. And that's what the All Blacks did. I must say, well done to you guys. I mean, you handled the storm, stood up, and made great decisions. And, yeah, you deserve to win that game.
JK, can I just jump in there? The 2 moments that really stood out, and I'd love to hear what you both think about them. One was Fabian Holland's try. It came at a crucial time. You know, he played 80 minutes. You know, here's a guy who's just come off injury. Hasn't got a lot of international experience, but really stepped up at the crucial time, just as you said, Victor.
Oh, if you I can answer that because I thought he was my personal player of the day. I thought his physicality. So, like Victor said, going in at halftime with a 1 point difference was like boys were hanging in. And if you look at that game, I thought Fabian was he was really, really strong on defence, and his physicality was matching what you need to play South Africa. So there were key moments. That was a massive moment, but the key moment for me was the scrum. The key moment for me was the scrum under the posts a few minutes before. The amazing thing that Dave Rennie did is he put Asafa Amor on for that scrum. Took Cody Taylor off. And that was an incredible moment. And I think our bench made a bigger impact than the South Africa bench. Now, I know that would have been hard for Rassie because he had to move his team around because of injury early, so he was shuffling around. But that was the moment for me, Ricardo. But Fabian, for me, was player of the day. Just a massive, massive 80-minute effort. I
want to ask you, Ram hand-to-hand Couriers, who have asked to send you a All Black jersey to make sure you've got one, Victor. Ram hand-to-hand Couriers, who delivered under pressure for you, JK?
Fabian. Unbelievable.
So for me, Ram, hand-to-hand Courier, and I'm going to give this and the other one to All Blacks players. For me, so Tupai, you say?
Quinn Tupai, yeah.
You took the lead, kick-off from Sasha. It's a deep kick-off. Under pressure, he made that decision not to catch the ball, let it go dead, push it down. Then 5 minutes later, you're in your own 40. You get that ball, the grubber that he puts through, gets a 50-22, you're in our... And those are the things how we win World Cups. Those little things, having the calmness, having just a mindset to do the right thing at the right time. So for me, Ram, hand-to-hand Couriers, under pressure delivery was Tupai in that critical moment where he took the lead and he did 2 brilliant decisions on the field.
Well, you're obviously in a good mood about the All Blacks, so I'll go straight to the Klipdrift moment. Obviously, it's an All Black one as well, isn't it?
Hey, what about me? So you just ignore? So
I asked you the question, and you answered it with 2 words.
You gave a shit answer.
And Victor picked it up.
That's brilliant. Well, I was going to add, before you rudely interrupted me, both of you, I was going to add the front row replacements, all 3 of them, ram to ram, hand to hand highlights and moments.
And the referee, can we throw the referee in as well? They just gave him something for going backwards, gave him a penalty.
He delivered under pressure.
He delivered
under pressure for the All Blacks. He could have been man of the match as well.
I'm nominating for referee of the year. I thought he was outstanding.
Can I just get something out? And then I'm not going to talk to it. I heard Mr. Kirwan said the referee was outstanding. Well, I thought in that second half, up till 55, we were dominating. And then there was probably about 5 calls in a row that just went unbelievably to the All Blacks. And it started at that scrum. We went through it yesterday on side entry. Your number 1 went on the angle so badly. And that's why we just shifted away, because 1 went around the angle. We were straight. All of a sudden, we dominated the scrum. We were going forward again. All of a sudden, penalty against South Africa. Then we had I think it was Fabian Holland going for the turnover on the ground. Won the turnover. We held him up. You get the scrum. Why didn't South Africa get the scrum if it was a fair turnover? All of a sudden, you get the scrum when we held you up. It's a maul. So we should have gotten that. Then we had the tackle, Jacobson, on Reiner. Firstly, hit the man without the ball, Jasper Wiese. Then while counter-attacking, tackling our 9. Then 2 minutes later, exactly the same happened on our try line. Damian McKenzie tackles Jesse Creel, fall over the ball. Jesse tried to place it. He can't because Damian is lying there. Then Marco van Staden comes from the side, tackle the 9 exactly like Jacobson, and it's a yellow card. So for me, that was just 4 decisions. Yes, South Africa did make a lot of mistakes up to then. But those 4 critical decisions just put us under so much pressure. Yellow card, and then I think the Springboks just felt the pressure, and then the wheels came off. I had to get that out.
I know, Victor, and I don't think we should ever, because I know how humble you are, and I know how I thought Rassie handled himself incredibly well after the game. I don't think you and I should ever, because of being
I think
humble,
he's a bit
I know
sarcastic though.
Yeah, but I know. But I think we need to say what we think on the show. And I thought the ref.
Yeah.
I was provoking you the other night. I thought the ref was one thing. He only refereed the defensive side. So what was happening? I agree with you about a lot of those decisions. They were 50-50, and they were key moments. But what I noticed about this referee, when you're on attack, so I thought he was pedantic, especially in the first half, and he didn't get any rhythm into the game, and the boys got frustrated. And for me, when a crowd does when a crowd does a Spanish wave, for me that's them judging the referee because he's bored, and they did a Spanish wave after 15 minutes because there's only 3 minutes of football. But what this referee did is, if you look at the first half, he only referees the defensive side. So if you're on attack and you're in the other half, nothing goes for you. And that's what happened in the first half. And in the second half, he did exactly the same. So I don't think he's looking at the game from a whole. I'm not going to get into technically what happened in that scrum, but that was the turning point. On the Jacobson one, I thought that whoever he took out was standing offside, so he's fair game. 50-50 call.
He was next to the ruck. I showed yesterday I did a nice diagram where the ruck was. Visa was next to the ruck. So he hit him from the side, playing him without the ball, and then he played the 9, and you're not allowed to play the 9. And that was from the side as well. So just crazy decision.
Talk about...
But let's go past it. I mean...
Yeah, talk about Visa.
Yeah, I mean, so many good things.
Hang on, Ricardo. I actually want to put a full stop to this, and we can move on, because I think it's really, really important. But the ability of a referee to read a game is fundamental now in what type of game of rugby we want. The influence of the referees and the TMOs is incredible in a game of rugby nowadays. So all I'm saying is the competency of the referees coming up is going to be fundamental. If this goes to another few moments, but once again, we're talking about some decisions of a referee.
So look, I think, early on, the All Blacks scored, South Africa scored on the back of, a string of penalties, and that was in the first 5-10 minutes, and you sort of go, well, that's how this referee's going to go. He's going to try and dominate, and he did. But let's just get on to some of the players. And I mean, one of the things that struck me, I reckon,
before we go to players as well, I just want to, one thing that was interesting with me with Rassie this weekend, and that's something you don't often see, is South Africa went for the 3 points, New Zealand went for the 5-7. Then we went for the 3 points, you went for the 5-7. And normally we see South Africa being so confident. And I think we probably just felt that pressure a little bit. And then when we were 3 points out, then we went for the 3 scrums, we got the turnover. And the second thing for me that was just, we didn't see the impact of the bomb squad for the first time. I mean, all the subs came on, but it wasn't like, okay, here's the 4 guys, they're coming together. So I think that's something where we just felt the guys on the field were a little bit of a step ahead of the guys on the bench, where in the old days it's a 50-50, we're going to keep both equal. Even if you're playing while these guys are coming on, they're coming fresh. So I think just in that second half, where we normally see 4 or 5 forwards coming on, just having an impact, we didn't have that. And somehow I think the impact of the New Zealand players were better in the second half.
I agree with that. I've got a couple of questions for you. So everybody after the game, besides saying to me, "Oh, Kirwan, you talk a whole lot of cuck, man," besides yelling that at me.
But you do.
Yeah.
Would you, and you've been a captain and been in a lot of pressure situations, would you have taken the scrum, or would you have taken the 3 points after you tried to score from a dominant scrum and you didn't? Because the All Black defence was you out.
It's so difficult because they got the penalty every time, so they actually had 3 plays. So I think I would have gone for the scrum as well. But what was funny for me is that we didn't go from the first. Maybe the first one was right in front of the poles, take the 3 points, get away. our second penalty that we took, and after that you guys got 7 points, I would have gone for the corner. Keep that pressure on, stay in the 22. And although even, with the scrum where the turnover came, we actually made meters. If you think about it, Sasha went through the hole, was kept up over the line. Then on the right-hand side, we actually scored. They said there was a forward pass. So it wasn't that we didn't get momentum. We got all the momentum. We just couldn't the ball on the grounds. Even with the line out more we went. We were over the line. You would never see Malcolm Marx dropped the ball over the line. They came a hand in, knocked the ball out, and it was just one of those days. I played in a game like that against Japan, so sometimes that happened.
I was there that day. Hey, and you've forgotten one thing, Victor, and I'm going to bow my hat off to Tanu Manga. Like if it was me, I probably would have gone, wow, it isn't our day. But the All Blacks defence after those 3 scrums, and like you had 15 goes at it, and we still kept you out. So you got to take your hat off to the defence. So that was one of the major questions that the people that were like I met out on the street were talking to me about. Because South Africans are like New Zealanders, man. They come in and they analyse the game straight away. The other thing they said to me was, have we? And I knew this conversation would come up. Have you changed the team too much, and guys are underdone? So they haven't played for a while, and and I'm a little bit 50-50 on that one. I'm old school. I think combination's important.
I don't think so. If you look at that first 55 minutes, JK, we dominated the game. Up to 55 minutes, we should have been ahead by 20 points, 25 points probably. We dominated. Everything happened. It was just one of those games where, the ball just slipped out here. And it's not we broke the line. I want to go see the line breaks. We probably had 10. You had 1 and you scored a try from one line break. But again, it's All Blacks. Our scrum is one of our weapons. Now, after this weekend, I think in the 22, you guys showed a weakness. Because we focus so much on the scrum, it's so easy for the 8 to get outside the loose forward or the open side flanker there. You scored 2 tries from a scrum in the 22 with a little blind side. And both times you got on the outside of our loose forward. And I can remember in the days when Osti wanted Skalkberger say, you better be here, you need to scrum. And Skalk will go, I need to defend as well. So, now all of a sudden there's a contest. Are the Boks going for the turnover scrum? Because if that channel 1 gets through straight away, Adi is around and he's away. And then you have to have 2 extra defenders on that side. Normally the extra guy take the 9. But if 8 goes around to lose forward as well, you're in trouble. And you score 2 tries like that. But that's clever. And that's something that Dave Freeman is getting right.
That's actually how you lost to Japan. They just got the ball and got it out. And if I was a winger, and they're going channel 2, mate, I'd be yelling at my loose forwards. So I think it adds to the drama. Sorry, Ricardo, we're not letting you speak at all, mate, which is,
No, I tried to ask a question 11 minutes ago, but, obviously you've both been saving up your words. I thought in the first 30, 40 minutes, South Africa's ability to break the line was very impressive, and we struggled to get over the advantage line a bit in that first sort of 40, 50 minutes. And you talked about the number 8 visa. I thought he was outstanding, a real, but has he got a skill set apart from just running through people?
Yeah, I don't think that's how they use him. I think his most important thing is he's a Dwayne Vermeulen type of 8, where you want him to get to the advantage line. You want him in the defensive line to make big hits. And then the other ability he's got is over the ball. So he's almost like an open sider as well. So I don't think we need anything else. We do have a guy like Cameron Hanekom that's completely different. That's not as powerful, but probably a bit quicker, got beautiful skills. So you've got the other option. But for us, Jasper is working what he's doing. We don't want him to do anything else. I think he was outstanding. But again, he never makes mistake. All of a sudden, twice in the 22, break the line. Somehow he knocks on the ball, and it's turnover in the 22. So it's just those little mistakes that killed us in the game.
It's called pressure. And Ricardo, I don't know what game you were watching, but I think there might have been 5 tries to the All Blacks, and 2 of them in the first half by manipulating the South African defence. So, like, you might have dominated parts of the game, but also the All Blacks scored. Right?
No, JK.
Scored
I
on
mean,
the
no
right-hand
one-
side.
JK,
You were
I
going
mean, I
nowhere
think-
in that first half. I
Good on
mean,
the other
where's
side.
the quick throw ins? Where's the wide? What happened?
What do you mean we're going nowhere? We ran in, there was 1 point difference. Like, so domination, you can call it whatever you like, but domination
We
is
missed 3
actually-
tries that we should have scored. We missed
that's
3
called
tries,
pressure.
and that's the only reason. That's just
So,
pressure. It's
so
just
what does
one of those
Rassie do now?
days.
Does he,
It's just one
he
of those
completely
days.
change? Does he completely change the team now, like he does when he wins, or what does he do?
Don't know. We'll have to. So there's 1 or 2 things. He might make 1 or 2 changes because I heard it might be a bit wet in Cape Town, or you'll go to these guys and say, you need to go out there and go fix this. The one thing I would say, I think that had a big impact. We haven't seen Grant Williams and Sasha Feinberg play together. It's always been Sasha with Kobus Reiner, or it's a Grant with a Andre or a Marnie Libok. So that was the first time those 2 played together. And it just felt, especially in the 22, where you need a little bit more of control. The communication wasn't there. And then the other thing is injury in the first 5 minutes. Damien Dalende needs to move to 13. Look, Andre Estreisen is a machine at 12. But I think the communication skills of a Damien Dalende at 12 is very important for us as well. So that was missing next to Sasha as well. So there's a few things that happen. And that's probably the things that Rassie will look at. Was the combination right? Is there 1 or 2 things? And that's the only thing. The rest was good. We've got 2 injuries on the wing. We've got Skane and Moody and Ethan Hooker, 2 big, tall guys that will probably be better in the air that can come in. So it will be interesting to see what we do.
What did you think, JK? The All Blacks used that tactic of taking the high ball going backwards. You saw that a lot, actually. You talked about it last week, and you saw that a lot where it was the player facing the try line that was taking the ball rather than running into it. What did you think of that tactic?
Well, you know what I think of that 28 kick, full stop, as an attacking tool. You know, it's an incredibly hard kick to catch, and South Africa have been dominating us in the air. So I think coming up with innovation around how you do that is important. I thought it was still an area that they'll keep looking at. I thought it was better. You know, we did that counter-attack from the 28 very quickly to Damian McKenzie, and off he goes. So, you know, I think with South Africa, if New Zealand come away from this, they're not going to go, oh, you know, the scrum went well. They have to be really realistic. I thought Ethan de Groot showed incredible courage, but I think he did his knee very early, and I don't think that helped the scrum. You know, I think we've got injury issues that we need to look at. So they'll go away from this game. I think there'll be some changes in the All Black side as well. I think they'll be looking defensively at what we need to do better. I think Rieko Ioane will come back into the side, either on the wing, probably on the wing. So they'll go away. I mean, what you're saying was, you know, that was an incredible win for us. You know, for all the reasons you said, Victor, incredible pressure, getting dominated at times. So for me, coming up with ways to beat the Springbok strength is what you need to do. So we'll be looking at the scrum. Thought the line out went pretty well, Victor. The line out was probably even from a competition point of view. What did you think about that? And catching the high ball is fundamental if you want to be in the game against the Springboks. And I think they'll be kicking. I don't think the field kicking game of South Africa was as good as what it could be. You know, their 28 kicking was great. So I think there'll be a little bit of a change of tactics this week from Rassie. He'll be kicking a wee bit more into our half, putting us under pressure. So, yeah, I think you've got to have...
You guys kick more than us in the game.
Totally. But our kicking, yeah, totally. But we have to slow your defensive line down. I thought our tactical kicking was way better than yours. You know, we're kicking for a reason. We're kicking for a reason because your defense is so fast. So I thought our field kicking was really good. I didn't think yours at time was, because I think you were dominating in areas. Sometimes your strength becomes your weakness, like you said. You know, you're trying to dominate and your loose forwards can't get off the scrum. So strengths can become weaknesses at the level if you don't adjust. And I think your tactical kicking will change this week. So, yeah, Ricardo, to answer your question, that was a long answer. But if you don't compete at scrum and if you don't compete the high ball from a kicking point of view, you're not going to win the test. So I thought there were really good parts of it.
There's just a player I want to mention is someone I know pretty well, actually, is George Bauer, who, George he fell asleep on a pneumatic drill when he was working a construction site, and he was like, you know what, this is not the life for me. I'm going to go down to Otago, I'm going to play rugby, and I'm going to go to university. And his first introduction to the All Blacks was when he got called in as a club player to be in a commercial with the All Blacks. And he was just one of the extras pretending to be an All Black in the background. And a year later, he was in the All Blacks. I thought he realised his own potential on the weekend, at some crucial times, made some big hits, stood up at scrum time, gave away a penalty, but sort of bounced back. What did you think of him, JK?
Well, I thought him and Asafa did an amazing job when they came on, and I know Victor will analyse the scrum and talk about a prop boring in on the hooker and cheating, but I don't know any prop that doesn't work out a way illegally or legally to win a scrum. So when they both came on, they were outstanding, I thought. I especially thought that Asafa, for his line-out throwing and for what he did around the field was amazing. But both of them, in my opinion, came off the bench and made a difference. Whether it was illegal or legal, Victor, you can comment on that. But I thought they were both amazing.
Yeah, I think the scrum was much better in the second half for the All Blacks. It's also the South African changes. So I think for us, Bolton is a fantastic young kid. He's 21 years old, 22 years old on the tight head, keeping some of the big boys out. So interesting for me, I thought we probably made a mistake there. The scrum needs to be a strong point for us, and I don't think he's quite there where Thomas du Toit will be. And that's why I feel like the bomb squad wasn't like we saw in the old days. In the old days, once a loose head comes up, you bring the tight head with, you bring two locks. I would like to see a guy like Louis de Jager, even maybe with Kobus Wiese on the bench, and you bring in that second half, you bring 4 or 5, you can maybe keep Malcolm Marx to play 70, 80 minutes, but bring 4 new guys onto the field, have that impact, and almost tell to the All Blacks, okay, here's a new pack coming in the second half again.
I think that's important. I think that's an important point because there's some incredible props coming through for the All Blacks as well. But, George came on. Experience matters in the front row as well, Ricardo. So coming on in that situation, like I said, seeing Cody Taylor run off and Asafa coming on and George coming on at those moments is like, that's a big call, man. Like how many scrums was it under the posts? That's pressure. Wow.
You're both going to the next game in different situations. The South Africans going into the game, as you said, some strong parts of their performance, but they have to get better, obviously, because, they got 5 tries to 1. So, they need to get better. The All Blacks go into the test match with a win under their belt. They've got confidence. But obviously they'll have parts of their game that they're not happy with. So are you both happy with the positions that you're in now, going into this next test? Start with you, Victor.
They can't be happy because we didn't win, but it will be a difficult week for me because I really feel like, if you look at the team and you talk about it, was the attitude there? Yes, because we dominated for 55 minutes. So I can't say, listen, we went switch on. Did we dominate the scrums? Yes, we did. Did we get more line-out steals than All Blacks? Yes, we did. Did we get more line breaks? Yes, we did. The only thing we couldn't do is we couldn't convert in the 22. So that's definitely a work on. And I thought our attack in the 22 with the communication, you'll never see a Springbok team when they have a good game, give more than 10 turnovers. We gave 21 turnovers away. So maybe we played too much. Maybe we must play less, kick more, grind more. But it will be interesting to see because I think it's going to be a very difficult week because I think actually a lot of things work. We just couldn't get the ball down over the try line. So that's something they will work on. But for us, it's everyone talk. We need to win 3 games. There's nothing about that. We're playing the All Blacks in South Africa. we need to beat him in one game, and that's next week. That's the only focus we can have. Go in there. Yes, there was a lot of things that worked. There's a lot of things that didn't go right. There's one or two things in our 22. I think that's the easiest any team has ever scored against the Springboks in the 22. We need to sort that out. And I think then we go into this game, say, listen, we need to go and beat the All Blacks. It's a one-off test match.
You are both delusional. You keep, even you, Ricardo, you keep coming back and saying to me that the Springboks dominated for 55 minutes.
They did.
There was 1 point. There was 1 point's difference.
No, except on the scoreboard. I said it. They couldn't get the ball down.
Yeah, well, isn't that rugby? Did you guys not see the tries we scored in the first half by manipulating the defence? Like, come on, please. You dominated.
And all was offside as well.
Can you both just
one try with the offside charge down, same as Hebert.
All right. Well, what was your Klipdrift moment of the game? What was JK?
My Klipdrift moment of the day would have to be Fabian's charge down. I thought it was incredible.
Offside position.
He was not offside, Victor.
He was offside. Go check the clip.
He wasn't
same
offside.
As Hebert was offside.
I don't need to. The ref. I don't need to check the clip on the scrums or anything. The ref had an outstanding game in decision making. Even with Artie, that wasn't even a high shot. I mean, Artie hit the guy around the hips and slid up a little bit. Like, that's not a yellow card.
Saying nothing.
No, you should say something, because they were moments that if it was on our foot. You know, so my Klipdrift moment is that charge down, incredibly onside, great pressure. He's a big man, and then to juggle it and catch it and go over the try line was a moment for me.
And what about you, Victor? Your Klipdrift moment of the match?
My Klipdrift moment of the game was a moment, but it's also a player. I think that pass of Cam Roygaard on the try line to Will Jordan in front of four attacking players was just unbelievable. And I thought he was the difference in the game. We said it the whole year, and actually JK said before the test series he might be the guy that wins it for New Zealand. But he made me think of Farida Priya just doing the right things. I mean, if our winger were a bit wider, he would have just stepped out, man on his shoulder, put them away, and he was so good. I mean, the other try from the scrum as well, putting it up quickly, just giving that one step, putting Jacobson away. So for me, that pass of Cam Roygaard made me think of a Farida Priya, and I think he's going to be so critical for the All Blacks going forward. I mean, he's going to be a star.
Now, you with the test in Cape Town, do you think you two might get together for a Clippies and Coke?
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah,
not.
we need to. Well, maybe.
Would you have calmed down by then, Victor?
Maybe after the game, after we've won, we will.
So you don't want to stay
No,
until you've won?
I actually want to invite JK Friday afternoon if he's not busy to come have lunch with us. But we'll see if he's available.
You sound, by your voice, JK, you sound like you've been working very hard.
Yeah, no, I've been working hard. Yeah, I've been working very hard, mate. It's been hard.
So Graham Henry keeping you busy. Some red wine.
I saw Sir Ted the other day. He's in fine form. Yeah, no, it's been a great few days. I mean, I think for me, Ricardo, once again, the banter here in South Africa is no better. You know, I love the humour. I love the sarcasm. I love the taking the mickey out of each other. And it's just been a really joyful days. You know, getting rib from people. It's been just fantastic. It's been great. Had a great time, mate. And look, I think, you know, this is going to be a massive week. The Springboks are world champions. You know, we know that there were moments in that game we were under the pump. So it really makes for an intriguing week. From a tactical point of view, from both coaches, do they change? What are they going to do? And that's rugby, you know. I know I caught up with the boys after the game. They have incredible respect for the South African team. I thought Rassie was, you know, really, really hurting after the game, and he could have been a bit more vocal about a few things that went in the game. But, you know, that's what it's all about. It's been great being here.
He doesn't need to be vocal because that's Victor's job.
I had to stand up for him for once.
Why haven't we spoken about that Artie? Why haven't you spoken about the Artie moment, which was an outstanding piece of refereeing overruling the TMO?
Well, you give your point of view, and then Victor will disagree.
I thought it was a penalty, not a yellow card.
No, but there was 3 penalties for me in a row there. I mean, that was that, and then Damien McKenzie made the tackle, and he fell on the other side, right in front of the ball, and just nothing, no call, nothing.
So
Referee
that's why I
being
didn't
man
ask
of the
that
match,
question,
you guys.
JK.
Pardon?
That's
So-
right.
That's why I didn't ask that question, because I didn't want to make him angry.
He's had enough. He's had enough of the black jersey shirt. He's putting his Bulls one back on, is he?
Just show you, yeah. Put on my Springbok jersey again. Just want to show you. Can you see?
Yeah.
World champions. It says 95, 2017, 19, and 23. Just showing you. We'll be back. We'll be
So
back.
can we just? I would just like to make something, and I don't know if Ricardo can go back into the archives and find this, but even all your supporters, because most of the people who listen to this game, there's a few people I spoke to who are actually at the gym when they listen to our podcast. So just saying to those people in the gym, make sure you do a couple of extra sets, and don't be sooky in the gym. Make sure you finish your workout. But most people understood that you were supposed to be on this podcast with an All Black jersey on. That's how I understood it. That's how the whole world understood it. But obviously our bet was very different.
After the series,
Oh, is that it?
if we win the series, you'll have a Springbok jersey. If you win the series, I'll wear an All Black jersey. I've got Ali
Okay.
Williams' jersey at my house. Don't know if
Yeah, I
you'll
told
fit,
you,
but I'll try.
it's like paper, scissors, rock. If you lose the first one, best of 3. Always the way.
Well, what was
No,
your
this was always
interpretation?
best out of 4. It's always best out of 4. It's always been.
What was your interpretation, Ricardo?
I don't
You've
want to
won
make
the
him
battle,
even
but
angrier.
not the war, guys. Come on.
All right, well, I'm going to jump on rugbyrivals.com and talk to the nice
Can I
people
just,
there.
can I just make a comment? Can I just make
No.
a comment? No, I'm going to, because, like, who makes a pair of socks with the World Cup, four World Cups on them? Everywhere I go in this country, man, like, it's just next level. You can buy a toilet seat with Springboks and everything around it. Do you have a toilet seat?
The only guys that can do this is the guys that's won 4 World Cups. And that's only us, unfortunately.
Only Victor can. His socks are long enough to put all the World Cups on it. Most people can't fit them.
Very true.
Oh, bring
The
on
calves
this
is
week.
a
How
bit
good is
thin,
this
so
going
it
to be?
must go straight around, but that's not. We don't talk about that.
Just before we finish, I'm just loving the
Can
idea
you
of how
just,
much
can we just
pressure.
finish off now?
No, how much pressure
you
is your
keep
team
talking?
going to be on this week? You know,
No, I think
the series
less
could be
pressure.
over, mate.
I think less pressure because everyone was just expecting us to win and win by a big margin. So you could just see the guys once they were I think they still thought they will win it until the ref came in with that scrum, of course. And then you could
You are
just feel
still-
the pressure because. Huh?
You are still 4-time world champions, and you are under pressure, Victor, because of this.
Okay.
Because you
Can I
normally
tell
come
you
back and win the
something?
success.
Can I tell you something? There's one team that's lost the first British Lions game. The only team and won the series. Only team that's lost the pool stage twice in World Cup and still win the World Cup. So, Sir John Kirwan, don't get ahead of yourself, please. Still early days.
Right, I'm going to shut you both up. That's enough. With 2 children.